Carlos Alcaraz is definitely the name on every tennis fan's lips at the moment. That is as expected, as Carlos Alcaraz is not just the most exciting prospect in the world of tennis, but he is being tipped as the true successor to the big three: Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic. What do these legends think about this Superboy? Steve Flink. Tennis Hall of Famer, journalist, and historian Steve Flink, in a recent sports article, expressed that there was a feeling that 18-year-old Spaniard Alcaraz had a penchant for producing his best when the stakes were highest, and he had shown that he, too, belonged among the elite. He likened his exploits to that of Nadal, explaining that no one in tennis had played at that level since Nadal in 2005. Flink believes it is only a matter of time before Alcaraz captures one of the four major events. He said there's a feeling growing that Alcaraz will succeed at a Grand Slam tournament later this season, probably in New York at the US Open. Flink admits Alcaraz confirmed himself as the youngest ever to win the Miami Open when he defeated Casper Ruud in the final. Alcaraz was the third youngest ever to win the Masters 1000 crown. Michael Chang was the youngest when he won Toronto in 1990 at 18, and Nadal was the second youngest when he won the Monte Carlo title at 18 in 2005. He believes it is not a fluke that Alcaraz has proven his authority at a very young age. Nadal seems to also be a fan of Carlos. Rafael Nadal heaped praises on Carlos, admitting that Carlos reminded him of a younger version of himself. He also said Carlos had all that it takes to have a successful career. In a post-match press conference after his victory against Kyrgios, Nadal spoke highly of his next opponent, Carlos. When asked if Carlos had asked him for any tips or advice, Nadal replied, "No, he didn't ask me anything, no." He said Alcaraz had a great team next to him and he feels he is unstoppable in his tennis career. In Nadal's words, "He is a good person and reminds me of a lot of things from when I was 17 or 18 years old." Nadal revealed that he thought Alcaraz had passion, talent, and a physical component. He claimed it was great for the young Spaniard. Nadal admitted he was happy that Alcaraz was going to be a great rival for the next couple of months. Nadal selfishly confessed that it was great to have such a star from his country. He claimed that tennis lovers are going to love him because they enjoy watching an amazing player fighting for important titles for a lot of years to come. He also admitted to taking a liking to Alcaraz and wished him the very best. He jokingly said, "Probably not after tomorrow if he plays against me, but in general," referring to their upcoming semifinal match at the Indian Wells tournament. Nadal went on to beat his young compatriot 6-4, 4-6, 6-3 at the Indian Wells semifinal. At the post-match conference, Nadal drew attention to his versatility of the 18-year-old's game as something that stood out. Nadal said Alcaraz had all the shots. He could play aggressive, and he could play defensive because he was really fast. Nadal also said he could defend amazingly well. Nadal admitted it was difficult to stop Alcaraz when he was playing aggressively because the quality of his ball was very high. He said he thought Alcaraz had all the ingredients to become an amazing champion. He also said he didn't come to the match more nervous because he was playing a youngster. He claimed he treated it like he was playing against a top 8 player. Nadal said he saw glimpses of his own experiences in the way Alcaraz handled his rapid growth. He claimed to have faith that Alcaraz will stay on course for greatness. He further explained that Alcaraz was at the beginning of a process where he was young, living new experiences for the first time, playing in stadiums against opponents in tournaments that he was watching on TV a few years ago. According to Nadal, all these make Alcaraz fearless with nothing to lose. With so much fate in the young champ, he could just be a successor to Nadal. Tennis legend and former world number 1 Jim Courier said he believes Carlos Alcaraz has what it takes to be one of the greatest players. He said Alcaraz was quickly establishing himself as one of the best players in the world. Courier said Alcaraz makes a lot of adjustments and has creativity. He claims the youngster has so many options and it's hard not to be excited about the rising star. He further said it was to a great surprise to watch him play so confidently. Jim predicted on the Tennis Channel that he thought Alcaraz had the potential to win the next 4 majors. He said all signs pointed towards it, and he would not be surprised if Alcaraz achieved such impressive feats. Jim Courier made the predictions after watching Alcaraz play Rafael Nadal in the Indian Wells semifinal. Although Alcaraz lost the game, Courier must have noticed something special in the young star to have made such claims. Everybody seems to be full of praises about the youngster. Sergei Bruguera, a former tennis player, also had a few things to say about Carlos. He praised Carlos Alcaraz in a recent interview. He said he perceived Carlos in the same way as everyone, admitted that he feels Alcaraz is a great player. He explained that after Carlos won his first tournament, he could see his growth as a tennis player. According to Bruguera, the fact that Alcaraz is among the top 20 in the world at 18 years old says a lot about his future. Another tennis legend, Chris Everett, predicted that Carlos Alcaraz could win a lot of Grand Slam titles, just like his fellow compatriot Rafael Nadal. He said Alcaraz is following in the footsteps of 21-time Grand Slam winner Nadal, though she is not the only one to have made this prediction. Everett explained that when Alcaraz lost to Nadal in Indian Wells, Nadal said Alcaraz was humble, passionate, and strong. According to her, all those praises Nadal gave the youngster were more like he was talking about himself. The tennis legend explained that Alcaraz has the total package. She also said she feels Alcaraz is going to win multiple Grand Slams and become world number 1 someday. She said there is nothing stopping the youngster from achieving such feats. Everett also compared the Spanish youngster to Roger Federer for his strong self-belief. According to her, all the great champions have longevity, which is innate, and she would expect nothing less from Alcaraz. At this point, I feel Carlos has many people to prove right. The praises never seem to stop. Former Grand Slam finalist, who is also of Spaniard origin, believes that the rise of Carlos in men's tennis could be significant for Rafael Nadal, driving him to work harder on the tour. Alex Correja explained that both players will motivate each other to improve their games further, although there is a 17-year gap between them. Speaking to Eurosport, Carreno explained that he thought it was perfect and sensational for Nadal because Nadal was the biggest champion Spain ever had. Now Nadal has a new prospect that understood the mental challenges, a man capable of stepping into his shoes. He explained that it will lead Nadal to improve his game. After Nadal played against him at the Indian Wells and suffered a great deal, he believes now Nadal knows that he needs to play at his best to beat Alcaraz. Carreno also explained that Alcaraz will always be a challenge for Nadal, even though Nadal was older with much more experience. According to him, Carlos still has a long way to go, but with consistency and hard work, he would be on the level of Nadal soon. Carreno has also made a strong prediction by claiming Alcaraz could be one of the favorites at the upcoming French Open. Carreno claims Alcaraz definitely has a shot at winning Roland Garros, as he is among the top contenders to win the tournament. Carreno, in the same interview with Eurosport, joked that at the moment, nobody liked to play against Alcaraz because they would definitely suffer. He said Alcaraz flies on the court, hits the ball hard enough, defends well, and always fights until the very end. Alcaraz has proved that he is in charge of his emotions when in the court and can keep his head in the game. In Carreno's words, Carlos is very smart, brilliant, and very professional. What do you think about Carlos Alcaraz? Is he worth the hype? Comment below.